I think a lot of people get confused when you look at Moe's hand position. And here's what it comes down to. Moe played his competitive golf with an overlapping grip. That's when he played his best. He won every tournament with an overlapping grip. And then in 1994, he shifted to 10 finger. So people get confused and say, well, Moe had a baseball grip, which it was never baseball. Baseball would have your thumb to the side. But Moe had a overlapping grip for most of his career. Then he had a 10 finger grip from 1994 on. And there's a reason for that. He thought, maybe if I'll put all 10 fingers, I'll have more. You have 10 fingers, why not put them all on the golf club? As long as your hands are oriented correctly, you're positioning your wrist correctly, you can use the club correctly. Now, there's some differences between 10 finger and overlap. We can talk about that. But I want to talk about today about what Moe discussed with me about the importance of hand position and where the pressure is. So let's go to the range and look at hand position. I've had this conversation about hand position more than any conversation that I've had as a career golf coach, right? Golf instructor. Grip, grip, grip. And sometimes I get a little testy on this because people want to look at the hands. They're important, right? Getting the hands on the club correctly, but they're not looking at some of the most important elements, which is the position of the body. You have to match the rotation orientation of the hands with the way you position your body. And look, I don't know if I can make any more sense than that, but if you're trying to get this club square at impact and the body needs to be here at impact, would you not agree that there's a proper orientation of the hands to get to that point? And then I would argue and say, well, yeah, you might have proper orientation, but tell me how you get there. Well, I would say, wouldn't it make sense to move the hands as little as possible to get there? Okay, you might say that makes sense. And wouldn't it be, and I use the word efficiency, wouldn't it be probably even better to take the hands from the body orientation of impact and move them with the least amount of rotation and the maximum amount of force? Yes. Okay, so we have to look at the hands from the perspective of the body as well. We can't just look at the hands. So when people start talking grip, 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 I'm like, okay, listen, I need to see the address position, which Moe said was incredibly important, right? So hand position. So Moe and I had this discussion, and this is, by the way, where I struggled with Moe's swing, is I thought I hit the golf ball harder from a strong position, right? If I put my hand here, I thought I would hit it harder. Sometimes you get feelings that make sense to you, but they're just not correct. And I had to keep focusing on Moe and say, what's Moe doing? And I kept seeing Moe with this amazingly perfect lead hand, and he always squared the face, and it just flushed the golf ball. He didn't fight hooks. I never saw him fight any hooks. I fought hooks all the time. So my last piece of the puzzle was orienting my lead hand. If you're really interested in learning this, I've put together a program that has become incredibly popular. Probably the most popular program I've ever developed as an instructor in the last 20 years. It's called Single Plane 30. Single Plane 30 is designed to teach you this exact swing in a perfect format and way. It's based, again, I do everything based in science. I've learned how the mind works, and I've learned how that body and mind connection works, and I built a program that teaches you how to do this. It is not a quick fix program. If you want to systematically and progressively learn the single plane swing in the exact proper order, the way your brain is designed to learn, I deliver it to you in a daily module. I tell you what to do every single day. And after I tell you what to do, you go do repetitions on this motion that day. And the next day, I give you another module to do another training. And I'm progressing you through this. Plus, I'm also coaching it. Throughout the month, I hop on a Zoom call and I coach you in the program, and we discuss what's going on. I take 200 people per month in this program, and it fills up every single month. Right now, we're almost 3/4 full. We have over 150 people in the program today. And the next 30 days, I progress you into a perfect single plane swing. I love teaching this program every month. Everybody's on the same page. We're training in the same order. We have some questions. We all get the questions answered. I coach you through the program, and it's progressive training. So listen, if you want to join Single Plane 30, I'll put a link in the description here to join the next month's program. And I hope to see you in there because it's a perfect way to learn what I'm teaching you. It comes from this tilt. And if you look at my address, you see a tilt, but it allows me to rotate my forearm into what I call a max range. That forearm now, because of my lead arm flexion, I'm in a max range position. That's where my lead hand grip is. That's what Moe is doing. Look, it's biophysics. I'm telling you, everything Moe did is biophysics. It's what's the simplest way to move the human body and the most effective way to strike that golf ball. That's what it is. Don't look at it from, oh, it's different than Rory McIlroy. It's different than the tour players. If you don't look at it that way and look at it from biophysics, you can't unsee how simple his golf swing is. And he had this alignment, this orientation. Well, that's the same one I got at impact. He just started it here, same as impact. This trail hand, it's coming from a non-rotational standpoint. Look, I'm already in my tilt. Look at my hand, it's already rotated. Because my shoulder's down, it's already in a rotation. It's not on top, it's in a rotation. Well, this allowed the hand to, and the shoulder to plane in a way that's square to face. See, now that the lead hand can square a face. It's not rolling, it's not doing all this rotation. The average tour player has 13 degrees of right hand rotation, and Mo had 0. I'm going to repeat that. The average tour player has 13 degrees of right hand rotation from backswing to downswing, 13 degrees. So the average golfer, maybe it's you, the average golfer has 13 degrees of right hand rotation from address to impact, meaning it starts and it has to make this rotation. Mo had 0. So that starts here. He has the hand on it. So this is not a strong grip. This is a non-rotational position because of body position. Look, if you do this, you rotate it. So that allows me to non-rotationally strike that ball and square a face because of my positions, right? This is what I had to figure out. So my piece of the puzzle was left hand. When I finally oriented the left hand, didn't feel great, struggled with it. Quick story, I played a PGA sanctioned event with putter grips on all my clubs because I disqualified myself. It was not legal. But I said, I'm disqualifying myself, but I want to play a round of golf where my lead hand doesn't move. And I played an entire PGA event, 18-hole qualify event with putter grips on my clubs. I shot 82 or 83, something crazy, but at least I played a round of golf with putter grips on my clubs, and at least I played a round of golf with my hand in the correct spot. And I learned very quickly that I could not hit it left. Well, I was a hooker, so I learned to get the ball to go straight, and I learned why Mo hit it so straight, because this orientation of this hand allows this face to only go square. So if I set up and I have my body correctly positioned, this hand, because it's in a max range position, look at this, get only square. I can't close the face. Doesn't mean I can't hit draws or hooks when I want to. I can always rotate the face. I can always play the ball in different places. Mo could shape the ball any direction he wanted. But the purity of strike and the purity of straight comes from a consistency to only maximize hand rotation. And here's the thing. Think about it this way, and this is, I'm going to ask you to do something. Put away your conventional swing thoughts for a minute and look at Mo's swing from a biophysical perspective and ask yourself, if he's the greatest ball striker in the world, how is he squaring the club face the most consistently? And look at it from that perspective. What is he doing in his movement? And what's happening here is because of his tilt, he can only square a face. There's nowhere else for that face to go. It can't close. It can't do anything. It can't stay open because he's going max rotation, max rotation, max rotation. So what happens is the only thing that can happen is a pure strike because of the position of this lead hand and body. And Mo talked about how important this hand was a lot, how important this hand was because it is the club face orientation. So that's it. And watch me do it real quick. I'll just get it lined up. Set up just like Mo here in my single plane. And then watch my lead hand. It's in a max range position. I can't go past square, and he hit it. And that ball, I don't see any, I see no rotational direction in it. It's just dead straight. But I didn't try to do that. It's the only place my hand could go. It's the only place it could go. That's what Mo's swing was so perfect, and that's why he was so good. And I'll tell you one thing before we end here. If you want to be a good golfer, create a swing like that because your bad shots get better. That's what good golf is when your bad shots are pretty good and your good shots are good. That's how you become a good golfer. I'm not perfect. Mo is not perfect, but his bad shots were so good, and that's what great golf swings can do is because it's you're maxing ranges of the body. And you're only giving your body has, I call it mistake proofing. You're mistake proofing your motion. That's what Moe Norman did. Hope you enjoyed the content. Give me a thumbs up, click the bell icon. Subscribe to the channel if you want more Moe Norman, and I'll see you in the next video.